Hi students, I'm making this video for you today. I didn't have you in class today, so I'm putting together a video for instruction for you today. And just make sure you comment that you've watched the video so that I can give you attendance for today. And I will go ahead and share the screen. We'll get into Burlington English. And I will remind you to continue to work in Burlington English. The more you work, the better you will understand the lessons and the quicker you will learn the concepts and learn English as a second language. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. We are going to log into Burlington and start our lesson. Okay. Also, remember that I did get clarification that we will be testing on May 12th. So we need to be sure that you're in class for that day, that you can get the test for the end of term, and they'll have that for your registration for summer classes. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so we were looking at education, okay, and we were talking about who, which, and that. We have done that. So now we're going to do reading, the advantages of community colleges, okay, and that's where you are, at a community college. In this lesson, you're going to read about the advantages of community colleges. You'll take notes, summarize information from two sources, identify and use words with silent letters. Okay, let's look at the vocabulary. So when you are doing this, okay, you're looking at the words in bold. So when you're doing your lessons, okay, we'll quickly pop over and show you what your student lessons look like in the vocabulary section. So these are the vocabulary words that we're going to be looking at. Some of these words in this vocabulary lesson, not every single one of these words, but again, you can listen.
Alternative, enroll, necessary, in demand, take out a loan, useful, affordable, average, besides, earn a degree, in debt, needs, prepare, source, there's no doubt, transfer.
And remember that you can as well do the vocabulary practice that comes with Burlington English. So you can make sure you do that practice as well. There are the words. When you click here, you can hear the word, you can record it, you can see it in a sentence. And I think that's an important.
Colleges are more affordable than universities.
Okay, that's
community colleges are
sorry. That's an important part, that you hear it in context and how the words are used. So the words here in 1 through 6, alternatives, take out a loan, enroll, useful, necessary, in demand. So remember, as you're looking at these words, sometimes it's not just one word, it is a phrase, it's several words together. You can choose from different alternatives for continuing your education after high school. For example, you can go to a trade school, or possible answer, go to college, go to a community college, enter a training program. There's many things you can do. You can take out a loan from a bank if you need money to pay your college tuition. You can also take out a loan if you need money to maybe buy a car, buy a home. To enroll at a college, you will need to fill out an application form. You also need to maybe make a deposit, pay tuition. Knowing how to change a car tire is a useful skill. Another useful skill is knowing how to cook, right? Knowing how to cook, um, knowing how to run computer programs. That's an especially good skill to know is computers, especially today in the way our world is, right? Looking at and knowing how to run a computer and how to run the programs. Before you can become an American citizen, it's necessary to learn English. It's also necessary to what? Pass a civics test. Yes. You have to also fill out an application, have fingerprints done. There's a couple of other things. Electricians are in demand right now. So many community colleges offer electrician certificate programs. Other jobs that are in demand right now are maybe something in the medical field. Nurses, yeah. So we've seen that in the previous lessons about the community college and the new program at the community college, which was the nursing. All right, so this I'm going to have you listen. I'm going to make this a little smaller because you cannot see the whole thing on the screen. Well, actually, I will go to this, pop it out, and move this so I'm not in the way. Okay, so we're going to listen and then look at the two answers. And again, to be an active reader and an active listener, you can look at the questions first before you read or listen. And that can help you to pick out the information that you're looking for in the answer. So in this instruction, it talks about information sources. When you want to learn about a topic, it's good to read more than one source of information. Sources of information include newspapers, blogs, books, and websites. Read the first text, then answer the questions. Okay, so we're looking for sources, right? This is a source, the Maryville News, it says. So it looks like a newspaper. But there are other places that you can find out information. Maybe you could even go to the website of the school. So I'll play it.
How a Community College Can Save You Money by Jason Kim.
Okay, so now we heard the title, How a Community College Can Save You Money, and the name of the author, Jason Kim. Let's go ahead and look at the questions. What kind of source is text A? Okay, so this is text A. You see the A up in the corner. That is text A. According to the writer, what is the main advantage of going to a community college? So this is a source that we talk about in the information sources. Sources of information include newspapers, blogs, books, and websites. So those are sources. Those are places you can get information. Okay, we'll continue.
A bachelor's degree from a four-year college can help you get a good job. But college is not cheap. Tuition can be as high as $50,000 a year. Many students have to take out student loans that leave them in debt. According to some sources, the average debt of college graduates in 2019 was over $33,000. That's a lot of money. But there is a good low-cost alternative to attending a four-year college: going to a community college. Tuition at community colleges is around $3,000 a year. At a community college, you don't need to study full-time, so you can work and earn money to help pay for classes. You can't earn a bachelor's degree at most community colleges, but there are transfer programs. In a transfer program, you start studying at a community college. After 2 years, you transfer to a four-year college to complete your bachelor's degree. This saves you a lot of money. There's no doubt that this is a more affordable way to get an education.
Okay, so now we've heard it. one time. Let's see if we can answer the question. What kind of source is text A? Up at the top, I see very small letters. That looks like a web address. This, the Maryville News, that looks like it's maybe an online newspaper. So I would think this is maybe an online newspaper, right? A newspaper article. So that's right. It's from a newspaper. According to the writer, what is the main advantage of going to a community college? What do you think it is? There's a few things that they talked about, but that question says the main advantage. And based on what I'm reading and seeing here, I would think it's the cost. It saves students money, right? And you see it highlights the section where they find the evidence for their answer. There is a good low-cost alternative to attending a four-year college, going to a community college. Low cost, right? And then it tells you why it's a good alternative, because it's only about $3,000 a year. And then the paragraph above it told you it was $33,000 a year for a regular college. That is lots of money. Definitely. Okay, so let's go to the next page. And we're going to read something else. Now we have source B right here, okay? So we're looking, this is source B. What we just looked at was source A, and this is source B. When you want to learn about a topic, it's good to read more than one source of information. Sources of information include newspapers, blogs, books, and websites, like what we talked about. You can learn different things about the topic from each source. So again, we're just repeating. You're learning about something from a source. You're learning about the topic, okay? And you might want to look in the newspaper or on an online website or a blog. You could even ask someone. Maybe you could ask a person that has been to this community college or who has done the program that you're thinking about doing, right? They can be a source for you. So let's be active listeners and look at the questions first. What kind of source is text B? So this is text B. What other advantages of community colleges does the writer of text B give mention? Okay. What other advantages of community college does the writer of text B mention? Give 2 examples. So again, I'll make this big. Move out of the way here. And we'll listen to this. It looks like we could, I might have to, yeah, I guess we can see the whole thing. So again, listen for, or here is just looking at what kind of a text is this. And we can see, you can see there's the web address, okay? www.collegemomblog.quickcity.net. So this is not an online newspaper and not a newspaper article as source A was. This is a different type of source. All right, so let's listen to College Mom. Hear what she has to say.
College Mom by Kelly Mason. Why I chose a community college. I'm a 33-year-old mother of 2 young children. A year ago, I decided to go back to school. I enrolled at a local community college. I wanted to get an education that would help me find employment. Community colleges prepare students for careers that are in demand. The certificate programs they offer are practical. They teach students the necessary skills to get good jobs. You can get a good general education at a four-year college, but not everything you learn will be useful in the workplace. Community colleges also understand the needs of students who have other responsibilities besides school. I need to take care of my children during the day, so I can't attend classes before 6 p.m. My community college offers classes at night, on the weekends, and online. Students can also study part-time. That means busy people like me have plenty of time to complete their studies. I'm enrolled in a medical coding certificate program. It's a popular program because the profession is growing very quickly. After I complete the program, I'll have lots of jobs to choose from. For me, enrolling in a community college was the right decision.
Okay, so now we've listened. And when you see these types of sources, remember that you probably won't have the option to listen, but you will be reading it, okay? You will be reading through and finding information. So what kind of source is text B? It's a blog. And we can see that. Now I'll escape out of this, but you see there's a little like a microscope there, because this is very hard to see. So they want you to click on that so you see www.collegemomblog.quickcity.net. So now you know that is a blog. It's a blog post by a mom who went back to school. What other advantages of community colleges does the writer of text B mention? So she talks about it here a little bit. They're practical programs. They teach jobs for skills for jobs. Okay. They understand needs of students who have other responsibilities. They have classes at night and weekends and online. So those are some of the possible answers. Prepare you, and then show you, right? Prepare you for the careers that are in demand. They offer classes at night, on the weekends, and online. So when you're looking, okay, give some examples. And these are two possible examples. Again, another thing you can say is that they have certificate programs that are practical, okay? Careers that are in demand, certificate programs that are practical. They teach skills to get good jobs. So those are a few of the things you could have said as well. Okay, so again, it's looking at the texts again and answering the questions. What we'll do, I think, here is we'll listen one more time, and then I will show you what the answers are to these questions. And again, we have 6 questions total. Let's look at the questions and then we'll listen. What is the disadvantage of taking out a loan to help pay for college? Why is being able to study part-time an advantage? How can a transfer program help you save money? Why are community college programs practical? Why is going to a community college good for people who have other responsibilities? Why are a lot of students interested in the medical coding certificate program? So let's listen to see if we can find the answers. We will make this larger. I will move out of the way. We will listen to, again, the source A, and we're going to listen to source B as well. When you have this in your student lessons, it's a very good idea for you always to read them as well. So see, we have both of them here. Okay, so we'll be listening to the two sources. Source A from the online newspaper and source B from the blog.
How a Community College Can Save You Money by Jason Kim. A bachelor's degree from a four-year college can help you get a good job. But college is not cheap. Tuition can be as high as $50,000 a year. Many students have to take out student loans that leave them in debt. According to some sources, the average debt of college graduates in 2019 was over $33,000. That's a lot of money. But there is a good low-cost alternative to attending a four-year college: going to a community college. Tuition at community colleges is around $3,000 a year. At a community college, you don't need to study full-time, so you can work and earn money to help pay for classes. You can't earn a bachelor's degree at most community colleges, but there are transfer programs. In a transfer program, you start studying at a community college. After 2 years, you transfer to a four-year college to complete your bachelor's degree. This saves you a lot of money. There's no doubt that this is a more affordable way to get an education.
College Mom by Kelly Mason. Why I chose a community college. I'm a 33-year-old mother of 2 young children. A year ago, I decided to go back to school. I enrolled at a local community college. I wanted to get an education that would help me find employment. Community colleges prepare students for careers that are in demand. The certificate programs they offer are practical. They teach students the necessary skills to get good jobs. You can get a good general education at a four-year college, but not everything you learn will be useful in the workplace. Community colleges also understand the needs of students who have other responsibilities besides school. I need to take care of my children during the day, so I can't attend classes before 6 p.m. My community college offers classes at night, on the weekends, and online. Students can also study part-time. That means busy people like me have plenty of time to complete their studies. I'm enrolled in a medical coding certificate program. It's a popular program because the profession is growing very quickly. After I complete the program, I'll have lots of jobs to choose from. For me, enrolling in a community college was the right decision.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and we'll just put the answers in. What is the disadvantage of taking out a loan to help pay for college? Okay. It leaves a student in debt, right? We've talked a lot about this in our nation right now about canceling student debt, right? Debt is money you owe when you take out a loan. Why is being able to study part-time an advantage? You don't need to study full-time. You can work and earn money to pay for classes. So then you don't have debt. How can a transfer program save money? You pay lower tuition for the first 2 years in school. That's right here. Why are community, excuse me, college programs practical? That is in the College Mom section. They teach students necessary skills to get good jobs. It's highlighted here. Why is going to community college good for people who have other responsibilities? Students can study part-time, okay? Students can study part-time. And why are a lot of students interested in the medical coding certificate program? The profession is growing quickly and graduates will have lots of jobs to choose from. Okay, so that's what it tells you there. Okay, let's move to the next section. All right, so taking notes, When you take notes in class, it's good because it helps you remember information. And sometimes, you don't remember exactly what was said, or you need a little note to remember. So it's a good way to help you summarize or make a shorter version. That's what a summary is. It's a shortened text, so that you just know the most important details and the most important facts. Taking notes helps you summarize information. One way to take notes is to make a list with bullets. So take notes to summarize information from the text, complete the bullet points. So we're not going to read those or listen to those texts again, but here it's showing how you can put that information, okay, here, community colleges cost, you can work and you can transfer. So let's see, community colleges, what did we hear about community colleges, right? They don't cost as much as a regular four-year college. Less. You can work and go to school, earn money while you study. You can transfer to a four-year college to complete your bachelor's degree. And in this part B, source B, why I choose community college, the programs at community colleges are practical, right? Practical. So that means that they're useful, that you can use the information. It's not a study, for example, European history. Well, that's great, European history, if you want to be a college professor and teach something like that, or maybe work at a museum, but there are not very many of those jobs. So a practical degree, a practical program is something where you are able to get a job very, very quickly after you graduate. You might even have a job before you graduate. And they prepare students for careers that are in demand. Things like in source B, it said that she was going to do medical coding. Right now, CNAs, nurses, those are high demand jobs. Even workers who work in something like manufacturing or in logistics, dispatch, right? There's a lot of goods and things moving around in the country right now. So there are a lot of things. Computer information technology, criminal justice is very big right now. So there are a lot of in-demand jobs, and when you go to a community college, they really know. They have studied what's out there, what jobs are necessary. We have workforce development programs that work with the governments, like mayors of towns, the state governments, to help students train for the right jobs. And some classes are given at night, on the weekends, and online. So do you plan to go to community college? Well, you're at a community college already. And we have talked about those programs that you both are interested in. So yeah, you can do those things at Joliet. Okay, so context clues. Read the words in the text to help you understand what they mean. So I talk a lot about context, right? You're looking at the whole text together. You're looking at the whole sentence to help you understand what a word means. So in line 4, many students have to take out student loans that leave them in debt. In debt means you owe money. And I'll do these show answers because they will, well, I guess they're not going to highlight, but it's right here. Transfer, that's line 15, okay? You can't earn a bachelor's degree at most community colleges, but there are transfer programs. In a transfer program, you start studying at community college. So you transfer, you move to a new college. There's no doubt means, what does there's no doubt mean? Line 19, This saves you a lot of money. There's no doubt that this is a more affordable way to get an education. That means I am sure, okay? There's nothing telling me that's not true, okay? When we say there's no doubt, we're saying that is very true. Okay, and now in college, Mom, okay? Affordable. What is affordable? Not too expensive. I gotta show it. And it's in line 20, so it tells you what line to go to. Oh, I'm sorry, it's in the last text. I went ahead a little bit. Line 20. There's no doubt this is a more affordable way to get an education. Enroll is in text B, lines 2 and 3. So that would be here. A year ago, I decided to go back to school. I enrolled at a local community college. When you enroll, you register. Okay, you're not asking, you're registering. When you enroll, you are joining something or registering for something. And besides is in line 12. Community college also understand the needs of students who have other responsibilities besides school. I need to take care of my children during the day, so I can't attend class before 6 p.m. So other responsibilities besides school. So in addition to, when we say besides, we say in addition to. Okay, so they have responsibilities like caring for their children, caring for their home, making meals, keeping the house clean, doing laundry, maybe driving children to school, to activities, right? But if there is a dad and a husband or a family member, grandparents, just depends on the living situation, that are home in the evening, then a mom can go at night or can do a class online or maybe can do a class on Saturday when there is someone available to watch their children. Okay, let's look at the vocabulary focus here. Silent letters. Oh, silent letters. These are letters that we have in English that are part of the word, but we don't pronounce them. Silent letters are letters you don't pronounce when you say a word. For example, when you say the word debt, it just sounds like D-E-T. Don't pronounce the letter B. There's no doubt that going to a community college can help you get a better job. So which letter is silent? And the word is doubt. Doubt. B. It's important to be honest. Honest. What letter is silent? H. Paula doesn't like her job, so she's going to resign, and look for a new one. That's the letter G. The writer received an honor for the best new book of the year. It's the letter H, because we're not saying honor. And for this one, we're not saying honest. We're saying honest and honor. So we are starting with the O sound. Some teachers assign homework at the end of every lesson. Assign. The G is the silent letter. Okay, so again, silent letters, you need to practice and remember, because sometimes if you say the letter, someone might not have the understanding and not understand what exactly you're saying. So, and again, it's something you can look at in your vocabulary practice. And if you need to use the trainer, make sure you use the trainer, okay? So with this section, we're gonna look at putting these words, doubt, honors, honest, debt, assign, and resign, into these sentences. And again, it's a context, right? It's context. This is a lesson in looking at how these words are used, okay? Do they fit in the sentence? So read the sentence. There's no blank that at four-year colleges are much too expensive these days. And these sentences aren't exactly from the readings, but they're very, very similar in what some of the readings, A and B, the two sources that we looked at, a little bit similar to what those were saying. No doubt, before you enroll in a four-year college, it's important to be honest with yourself. Can you really afford the tuition? Make sure you have that conversation, right? I think a lot of kids end up going away to college and getting loans and then realizing they can't pay for those loans, or it's so much money they just don't know how they can do it. But right, it's a good idea to have that self-check before. Renata decided to resign from her job because she wanted to start her own business. Resign. Thea has received many honors for her work in the healthcare field. The students have a big test soon, so the teacher didn't assign them any homework. Bernardo's student loans left him in debt. Debt, right? Student loans, they leave you in debt. Okay, so we'll go to the next section because obviously we can't do the review game. All right. So gerunds and infinitives. So we'll look at this grammar. Okay. Gerunds. We're going to learn about gerunds and infinitives. And gerunds are words that act like a noun. It's a verb with an ing ending, but it acts like a noun. And the infinitive is when we use the word to. I need to take an English class this semester. I remember studying English when I arrived in the US. It was really hard in the beginning. So studying, the gerund, it's coming after this word or this verb, action, remember, studying. So I will say for this section on gerunds, when you do your student lessons, maybe do them, reset, and do them over because gerunds are a bit tricky. A gerund is a noun formed by a verb by adding ing. Use gerunds after certain verbs such as dislike, enjoy, finish, keep, mind, miss, practice, and suggest. I really enjoy learning languages. Use infinitives after certain verbs such as decide, need, offer, plan, promise, want, and would like. Paulo needs to study his English vocabulary. So the infinitive is the word to with a base verb after it. Paulo needs to study. So you see it comes after the verb need. Okay, Paulo needs to study his English vocabulary. In some sentences, there is more than one gerund or infinitive. When two infinitives follow a verb, you do not need to write to before the second infinitive. My son finished doing his homework and cleaning his room. So this is a gerund example. My son finished doing his homework and cleaning his room. Okay. I plan to start college this fall and graduate in 4 years. So you don't have to say, I plan to start college this fall and to graduate in 4 years. You only need to use it in the first part. And again, with the first one, my son finished doing his homework and finished cleaning his room. You don't have to put finished there again. Finished doing homework and cleaning room. Plan to start college this fall and graduate. Okay, so that's a note. And you will have the same exact lesson in your student lessons. So we'll do a little practice. So complete the conversation with the gerund or infinitive form of the verb. We just see two lovely young ladies here looking like they're having a conversation. So what you do with this exercise, you see here's the word enroll. I've decided to enroll. Okay, and we'll actually go through it like this. So this is a conversation you can kind of read through as you're doing it. Oh, really? What classes do you plan? And they give you the word take to take there. Computer classes. I want to become a computer support specialist. They help people solve they help people solve computer problems. Okay, so that was, I want to become. All right, sounds great. You have a babysitting job right now, right? Are you going to keep working while you study? Yes, but I may look for a different job. I enjoy babysitting, but I like to find a job at a computer store and get some good work experience. So there was one where you have the two infinitives, but you do not have to, okay, babysitting, to find, and get. We don't have to add the second to for that example. That's a good idea. I suggest going online and looking at job ads. So there you can see just when you're working. And I think a suggestion that you could try and might help you is when you look at your presentation, okay, maybe take a picture of this with your phone, and then you can have that sitting, you know, right next to you, right? You can have it sitting next to you and you can look at the rules while you're working on the practice. That way you don't have to go back and forth in the lessons. So look, we'll look at yours. I'll show you what your student lessons look like. Okay, so here's the presentation that we just did in the lesson, okay? So these are the rules and examples, okay? So if you take a picture of that and then have it on your phone, and then you can go ahead and do your practice and you can look at the rules right there. So you can have the rules if you need them as you go through your lesson. Okay, so let's look at the next presentation section. Verbs followed by gerunds and infinitives. So there are some specific verbs that we use these gerunds and infinitives with. Verbs hate, like, love, start, and try can be followed by a gerund or an infinitive with no change in meaning. So the sentence won't have a different meaning. I started learning Spanish a year ago, or I started to learn Spanish a year ago. The verbs forget, remember, and stop can be followed by a gerund or an infinitive, but with a change in meaning. I will never forget buying my first car. I did something and I will never forget it. That's what the meaning of that is. I will never forget buying my first car. I forgot to buy milk on my way home. I forgot about something, so I didn't do it. So you see, to buy or buying, when you are using them as a gerund or infinitive, it does change the meaning, okay? You can use them after these words forget, remember, and stop, but it changes the meaning. I remember studying English when I was a new immigrant. I remember something that I did in the past. I remembered to buy cucumbers at the supermarket. I remembered something and then I did it. I stopped smoking. I don't smoke anymore. I stopped to eat lunch. I stopped what I was doing so I could eat lunch. So you can see all the examples of forget, remember, and stop, and how you have a change in the meaning. Okay, this is a really good presentation because it shows you what the meaning is, what those words are saying. So we'll look at the practice. All right, I think I'm going to skip that one. And let's go ahead to this. Okay, so here's a visual aid we can look at. It's photograph. It looks like people maybe in a restaurant. Okay. Complete the paragraph. Use the gerund or infinitive form of the verbs below. There may be more than one possible answer. I'm going to pull that up. and move these things out of the way. Okay, so I think what we're looking at is something that's kind of describing the situation in the picture. And here are the words: find, apologize, bring, eat, work, get up, apply, and teach. Jess is a server at a restaurant. She is having some problems with her job. To start with, she was always late to her morning shifts. She hates to get, to get up early. Another problem is that she sometimes forgets what? To bring customers water or napkins when they ask for them. Something worse happened last week. A customer wasn't finished. What would we put in there? Eating. Oops, got to spell it right or it'll mark it wrong. But Jess took away her food when she was in the bathroom. The customer was angry and complained to her manager. At least Jess remembered to apologize. To apologize. Make sure I spell that right. She doesn't enjoy working at the restaurant, so she wants to find a new job. Okay, so this is where, again, having the rules on your phone and being able to see where these words work, right? When an infinitive comes after something or when a gerund comes after something. And you may have heard enough English to hear what sounds correct, but always referring to the rules is a good idea so that you can remember it a little bit better. Her friend works at a supermarket and she suggested working there. Oh, I think it might be applying there, right? She offered, what can we put there? She offered blank Jess how to use a cash register too. What word should we put there? Teaching. She offered teaching. No, to teach. To teach Jess how to use a cash register too. Jess is lucky to have such a good friend. So let's check. Yep, those were all correct. So when you have this exercise in your student lessons, again, it says there may be more than one possible answer. So that some of these may fit into a sentence and the sentence might be correct. Again, it is a lesson in as well gerunds and infinitives, also in context, because you need to know what the sentence is saying. You need to know what the sentence is saying, okay, before you decide which words from the list fit in the sentence. So, all right, so this is just a practice that we would do in class. And you'll have something that you can look at in similar. So we'll just look at the review. And this will be the lesson, this end of this lesson for today. It will also be recording one more lesson with a couple of more of these activities in the education module. All right, so again, remember that we always have this type of lesson at the end. Correct the error in each sentence according to the grammar in the lesson. I'm not a good cook, but I enjoy to eat good food. Nope, that should say, I'm not a good cook, but I enjoy eating good food. They want learning Arabic. That should say, they want to learn Arabic. She finished reading the book yesterday. So, there's infinitive and a gerund. Nope, she finished reading the book yesterday. I got tired, so I stopped resting. That doesn't really make sense. I got tired, so I stopped resting. No, I got tired, so I stopped to rest. I stopped to rest. So you can see how that stopped resting, stopped to rest, okay? The definite difference in meaning, and really it doesn't even make sense to say stopped resting, okay? Because if you're tired, you want to rest. You don't stop resting, right? Okay, he remembered taking an umbrella so he didn't get wet. He remembered to take an umbrella so he didn't get wet. We decided taking classes at Northern College. We decided taking? No. It should be we decided to take classes at Northern College. Okay, so please work in your lessons, and I will be recording another video. I'll be doing 5 through 8, and I would like to have you do the writing. So I will go over it, but I would like for you to do this writing and put it in your portfolio, because I do need another sample to turn in for you at the end of class. So in this, you're going to just write a narrative about a positive school experience. So something good that happened for you in school. So this, I will show you this in another video. But when you look at your student lessons, okay, you can go ahead, you can work ahead with these lessons as well if you want. But here's the example, okay? And then as you analyze and you read that, you do the exercises, okay? Answering the questions, okay? But then you fill in the planning section, that's part 6. Okay, you're planning. So this is your writing plan. And then you're going to write the paragraph and then put it in the portfolio, okay? So that is something that I would require to be done as homework for next Wednesday, okay? So thank you guys. Hopefully I will see you on Wednesday. And I will remind you that if you want to come on Mondays, you are welcome to come to class as well. Monday mornings, you can work on your Burlington English in the classroom, and then I can go over some of the lessons with you as well. There's 2 students that come on Monday that are in a different level, and you guys are free to come both of the days, because there are only a small number of us and we can all be together in the room, and I can work with you in 2 small groups. So I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you again. I will be sending another lesson to you before Friday, and then you'll have these 2 lessons to watch. Please remember to comment in the comment section underneath the video so that I know you watched it and I can give you attendance hours for it. Thanks everyone, and have a good day. I will see you soon.